At this point, the Scottish Premiership almost feels too easy. But with Inter Milan and Real Madrid coming up, it's time to find out how good this Aberdeen team really is. Welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson Aberdeen Challenge here on Super Sammy Plays. We're 8 league matches into the season with our record still perfect. 8 games played and 8 games won. But with a tough run of fixtures coming up, including games against Inter Milan and Real Madrid in Europe, Celtic in the Cup and Rangers in the league, will we still be perfect by the end of the episode? There's only one way to find out, so let's get into it. And we're going to be jumping straight into our first match, which is going to be against St Mirren at home in the league. And we get off to a great start in this one, scoring very early on as Leonardo continues his brilliant start to the season, as he's certainly bagging goals for fun at the moment, and Diaby with another assist as well in that first goal. We did score another before this second highlight as Jimenez crosses to Mate, who heads it in. He actually scored another header previously to this, and that made it 3-0. We added another one before this as Jimenez pulled it back for Morgan Gibbs-White, who makes it 5 in the 64th minute. So, absolutely continued cooking. We do concede in this one, though, as Mahoney plays a lovely little through ball to Idowu, and he finishes past the goalkeeper to make it 5-1. Before St Mirren actually did score another and threaten a comeback, but it was going to be too little too late. But they do restore a little bit of dignity as they make it 5-2. And that is how it finishes. Next up, Dundee United away at Tannadice. And it's actually Dundee who got the better start in this one, Dundee United I should say, as Luca Barrington scores, putting them 1-0 up inside the opening 23 minutes. And it took us until the second half to actually get back into this one. And Keskinen playing a wonderful pass over the top of the defence to find Martin Wernblad, and he continues his good form as well, getting on the score sheet. Keskinen then getting a goal himself, making it 2-1 and completing the turnaround, giving an assist for the left-back Kamara, before Dundee United actually did get back into it again. The shot coming in, getting saved, and Randall tapping into an open goal with the keeper still on the floor to make it 2-2. Thankfully, though, we did manage to get back in front as Wernblad gets his second goal of the game, getting onto a Carvalho pass to make it 3-2. Before we added a fourth in the 87th minute, Martin Wernblad wraps up his hat-trick with a left-footed finish past the goalkeeper, Oliver Watmuth. Dundee United weren't completely done, though, as they went on to score another goal with Randall down the right, pulling it across into the middle, and Sapsford getting their third, but thankfully we do hold on to go through and win 4-3. So Wernblad and Keskinen getting the praise from that one. And Wernblad now with 6 goals in 7 starts in the league. He is certainly playing very well for us alongside our other striker in Leonardo. Keskinen's show pleasing our assistant manager as well, and he's actually not played too much so far this season. As you can see, with just 3 starts in all competitions and 3 sub-appearances, 2 goals and 3 assists is still a pretty decent return for someone who's actually not played too much. He's also not going to be playing in this one as we welcome Inter Milan to Pittodrie, and a real tough test here as we welcome another huge name, and it was Inter Milan who went the closest with the only real chance of the first half, shooting just wide. And they get an even better chance in the 64th minute as Marcus Thuram gets brought down by Moussa Diaby, giving Inter Milan a penalty. And Lautaro Martinez was not going to miss, giving Inter Milan the lead and making it 1-0 on the scorecard. We did manage to pull an equaliser back, though, in the 91st minute. Mate scoring what you might say a Fergie time equaliser. And Inter Milan did nearly completely steal the win. They went close, shooting just wide of the post, but we do hold on for the draw and pick up a pretty good point. Next up, though, it was Hibs as they come to Pittodrie. Not quite the same as welcoming Inter Milan, but we do go 1-0 up as Perez scores an own goal. But just like the Inter Milan game, it was a pretty tough match for us. We did try and add to our lead as Diaby cuts back on his left foot, shooting, but unfortunately it was saved by the goalkeeper, pulling it out for a corner. before, again, Diaby pulling it across to Mate and his effort going just wide of the post. As we went looking for our second goal in the 62nd minute, we get caught on a counter-attack from our own corner as a poor header from Pujic leaves the goalkeeper in no man's land, and Klije rounding the goalkeeper to level the score up, making it 1-1. We still had a few more chances though, as Litherland went pretty adventurous there. I think he's actually playing right back in this game, but his effort going straight to the goalkeeper. And then the youngster Shishkarev, his header from the corner, unfortunately going wide. And we do drop our first point in the league this season as we draw 1-1 with Hibs. So, even with that draw though, that means we have now gone 61 games unbeaten in the league, which is pretty crazy. Considering that's all of obviously last season, which is obviously a given, seeing as we went invincible. But that obviously means that there's a good number of games from the season before we went unbeaten as well. And as you can see from the schedule, these are our results so far this season, with our only losses coming in the Champions League as it was against Bodo Glimt. I say losses, plural, but it's actually singular, as our only other losses were friendlies. But yeah, pretty good start to this. Well, it's more than pretty good, isn't it? It's a crazy start to the season. And we're going to have a chance to add another one to it as we play Rangers at Ibrox. But it was Rangers who started the better as they went 1-0 up with Enoch Quateng scoring the first goal. We do get back into it though. Mate seems to finally be finding a bit of form as he pulls it across to give Leonardo a tap in to make it 1-1. Before we added a second in the 40th minute, Morgan Gibbs-White pulling it into the middle. Leonardo gets his second goal of the game. And he is absolutely cooking at the moment, scoring goals for fun. And certainly could be on for our biggest goal scoring season from a singular player, as Mohamed Mate scores his first goal of the game, making it 3-1, getting his head onto another cross. Before Rangers did pull another one back to make it 3-2. And at the moment, we seem to just not be quite finishing teams off. We do score another goal with Nico Gonzalez scoring, making it 4-2. But we allowed Rangers another chance as well, as they made it 4-3 as Diamonde pulls it to the edge with Gassama. He pulls it back to Diamonde and he makes it 4-3. But again, we do hold on and win another match. So the mentoring seems to be working really well, and I had a couple of messages come through, so I thought I'd have a look at how Levi and Hernandez are getting on, and they both seem to be showing great signs of improvement. And considering we signed Andreas Hernandez for 1.6 million and he's now worth 11 to 16, a lot of upwards arrows there, and that model citizen personality could be really good for him. Leonardo, unsurprisingly, win player of the month as he scores 5 goals in the previous 4 games. And he's now reached his target of 15 league goals for the season, so he's received another bonus there. Now, we did change a few players for this one as we played Celtic in the League Cup, but a goalkeeping error puts us 1-0 down in the opening 7 minutes before we actually conceded again in the 17th. Our own free kick resulting in a counter-attack for Celtic, and Abdel Karim cuts back on his left foot, goes back on his right, and a lovely bit of dribbling from him, going past the youngster Funk to make it 2-0 to Celtic. So yeah, Funk and Hernandez both started this one, and we also had Litherland at right back due to an injury. Nico Gonzalez continues his good form for us as he gets another goal, giving us a chance to get back into the game. But unfortunately, we did go on to lose, and we are out of the League Cup. And straight after that loss, we do head to the Bernabeu for the second time in 2 seasons as we look to beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. But it is going to be them who started the stronger, as Matthias Mane, who I think got a buff in the most recent update before the World Cup one anyway. And he's ended up at Real Madrid. So it certainly suggests that he has had a decent upgrade as he's at Real Madrid on this one. But it's Camavinga who scores the first and then goes close again. And yeah, we were getting dominated in this one by Real Madrid as Endrick scores from miles out to make it 2-0. And then I'm not sure who the left back is, Boss, but he finds Bellingham to makes it 3. We do pull one back ourselves though with Martin Wernblad, our own youngster, as he gets his 3rd goal in 4 games in the Champions League to make it 3-1. But unfortunately, it was Real Madrid who went on to score the second goal, as Kamara gives the ball away poorly, and that man I was just on about, Matthias Mane, scores, making it 4-1. We did go close just before the end as Diaby gets it on his left foot, pulling it to Morgan Gibbs-White. He switches it back out to the youngster Frame at left back, and then Gibbs-White rattling the crossbar. But we did go on to lose 4-1, so quite a heavy loss there, and first time anyone's really done that to us this season. So we had another message that Sato is making big improvements, but his goals and assist record compared to the opposite side in Diaby is seriously lacking. So we're going to be needing a bit more from him, whether he's improving or not, as Diaby is certainly putting him to shame at the moment. And because of Diaby playing so well, we have actually had a complaint from Gabby Carvalho, as he's certainly not happy with his game time. Which, having actually looked at how much I've actually played him, is pretty fair, because he hasn't started a single league match this season and has only started one game in the Champions League. So we'll have to give him a bit more game time and try and fend off a bit of interest from Saudi. He has done pretty well for us in his previous 2 seasons, and obviously he was our record signing, scoring only 2 goals in his first season, but the 15 assists, and then 9 and 9 last season. Yeah, he's certainly one of our better players, and we'll certainly be looking to give him some game time going forward. But we head back to the league as we welcome Ross County to Pittodrie as we go looking to get back to winning ways after that big loss to Real Madrid. And we start off brilliantly as the youngster Martin Wernblad scores another goal, putting us 1-0 up in the 8th minute. He then gets his second literally 3 minutes later as he gets onto a Leonardo through ball to make it 2. We added another to make it 3 before Ross County actually got one back themselves, as Henderson pulling it into the middle and Emsley bangs it into the net. I think that's how you say that, Emsley, making it 3-1. Before a big switch out to the left, Sato puts a great ball into the middle and Marcos Leonardo scores again to make it 4. And then a great ball in behind, Leonardo cutting back onto his right foot, getting his second goal of the game, as we go on to beat Ross County and get back to winning ways with a 5-1 victory. And for the final game of the episode, we welcome Falkirk to Pittodrie, and we start off wonderfully with our youngster Funk getting brought down, winning us a penalty in the opening half an hour, and Morgan Gibbs-White steps up and bangs it into the back of the net for this one. No Leonardo starting, which is why obviously Gibbs-White took the penalty. But it's actually Falkirk who scored the next goal, getting them back into it and making it 1-1. So we headed into half-time at 1-1, and it took us 15 minutes to get back in front in the second half, as Renato Sanchez finds Martin Wernblad, making it 2-1. And it seems to be him that's scoring all the goals at the minute, which I'm certainly happy for either of them too. As Wernblad scores his second goal of the game to make it 3-1 in the 64th minute. No assist on that one coming from Diaby's corner. And Falkirk actually scored the next one with a great finish from Markanday to make it 3-2. Give Falkirk a great chance to get back into it. But it was going to be us that actually scored the final goal of the game, as we made it 4-2 in the 89th minute. With the youngster Funk playing it out to the left with Diaby. He goes on his right foot this time. And then I think he tried to Trivela it, and it looked like a pretty poor effort, to be honest, but it hit the post and went in nonetheless, and we go on to win another game and make it back-to-back wins after that Real Madrid loss. Unfortunately, though, our injury-prone goalkeeper picked up an injury in that game and somehow played through with a fractured lower arm. So, his injury worries continue, because I think that's pretty much every season that we've had him now. He's picked up some ridiculous injury that's put him up for 2 to 3 months. Wernblad was the man on form in that game, which is unsurprising, and we do now make it 64 unbeaten in the league, which is pretty crazy. And another big blow for us is we're going to be without Martin Wernblad now for the next 7 to 9 weeks, as he has picked up a moderate calf strain. And big chance though for Mayte to fill in and see if he can partner Leonardo just as well as Martin Wernblad has. So we end the episode with a couple of injuries to key players, and unlike with Martin Wernblad, we don't have a ready-made replacement for Charles in goal after we lost Vitek in the summer. Thankfully, we managed to bounce back after a bit of a wobble, after defeats to Real Madrid in Europe and Celtic in the League Cup, plus dropping our first points of the league to Hibs in that draw. We finished strongly with back-to-back wins and kept our unbeaten league run intact. Hopefully we can carry that momentum into the next episode and stay undefeated even without our first choice goalkeeper. But that's going to do it for today. If you've enjoyed the video, do me a favour, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.